Good evening, it's me, V. Santorini. I'm here to talk about video 2 of 12, series 3 on developing our executive power. Well, I have done the mythic reading and I've done the mythic journey, and I've got 3 mythic gifts. The first mythic gift I found was a little art rock that I found on the sidewalk, and on the front of it, it has like a little rock person. And then on the back, it has the word believe. So to believe something is to accept something is true, to be sure of the truth of it. The next mythic gift I found was a little toy Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I looked up the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it was the most ferocious and frightening dinosaur of recorded time when they recorded the dinosaurs. And then I saw later on, after actually I found it, that Gavin Newsom had gone to the World Economic Forum and was trying to subvert, Trump and turn people against him. And he called Trump a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is interesting because the Tyrannosaurus Rex is the most feared dinosaur, so it makes sense. So basically what it's symbolic, it's calling us to the fear of loss of control and the need for protection. It's the desire for power and aggression and strength. And what it is it's coming out of this fear. So, when you're getting chased by the Tyrannosaurus Rex, you're afraid. So it's an overcoming. What we need to do, we need to believe this is executive power, and we need to overcome our tremendous fear of this, huge dinosaur of life overcoming us. It's the fear of loss of control, the need for protection, the desire for power and aggression and strength. So if you do the alchemy of polarity on that, that's negative, right? To be in fear. So fear blocks executive power. In order to have executive power, you have to believe you have it. But executive power is always for the good of the whole. So you're following a direction, specific, guided, detailed direction from the overseer Christ, the Christed template. Because later on, I found a rock. I found another mythic reading, but later on I was walking and I went to tie my shoe, and I picked up a little rock with flowers on it, and the other side it says Jesus loves you. So we're going to talk a little bit about the cosmic Christ template. But basically, in order to take that fear, because we need to overcome the fear, we're going to do the alchemy of polarity with that. So it's the negative fear of loss of control, need for protection, plus strength and courage. But it equals belief in the rebirth of a relationship with it's basically the relationship between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. By focusing on a list of, up to 72 statements that have higher vision coupled with your higher emotion. And so the second, before I found the Jesus rock, I found the crystalline Care Bear. And the crystalline Care Bear was a light blue, which symbolizes a baby boy. And he has a little heart, a crystal heart in the middle of his tummy, which is pink, which symbolizes that he holds the sacred divine feminine in all of her innocence. It's the rebirth of the relationships between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And it's through living the the cosmic Christ template, being a divine human. See, the cosmic Christ template is symbolic of living in a higher purpose. So the cosmic Christ is taking part in a more advanced perspective to be a co-creator with God. In order to do that, you have to do the inner work. You have to create the vision. You have to find the portals and the pathways and focus on that. So basically, in order to develop executive power, you need to develop a list of things. And in the video one, I have on YouTube and I have it on Facebook. I read the list. So you look at video one, and I kind of did it so you can look at it and take on the list yourself, and then write your own. So it's basically ways of being, visions, ideas, people, places, and things, whatever it is. Statements that give you that feeling of lifting your emotion and give you vision and give you that something you can focus on. So what you end up doing in order to overcome the tremendous fear, you focus on that. These are things that you love deeply and dearly. These are things that you can really develop the passionate, because what is the purpose? So when we're doing the reading, see, when you start making myth through movement on your own, the first thing you do is you learn how to do a mythic reading. The mythic reading is specific, detailed guidance, directions on the questions you ask, the 1 to 3 most important things. Then you get clues and you start delving into the clues and looking at them. It's a perception-based reality, so you're looking at it. And as you go through the readings, like I'm doing for you right now, and I'm going through this series, and I'm giving you the information for how you develop executive power, but I'm doing the work myself. I'm doing the mythic reading, I'm doing the mythic journey, I'm writing it all down. You write it all down, and you look at it, you study it, just like the list. So if you look at video one again, like I said, look at the list at the end of the video. That's what I'm talking about. So in previous videos, as I've been working on things, I did a picture. They're called art diaries. So basically when I'm doing a reading and I'm in a certain area of reality, because I'm time-space traveling through my Merkaba spaceship in my cosmic egg. So I can travel within and without of my cosmic egg, because when you activate your Merkaba light ship, you can spin through different time-space realities. It's just a point of focus and a perception. So you find these time-space map models, and then you investigate them. You go on the internet, you look at stuff. You're delving deeply into the sub-identities, the 8 essential sub-identities, their inner child collective, and their archetypes. So when I did this one video, I'll put it up. I probably put it up already. Love is the most important thing. And the pathways to living creatively. And you're using the 3 and 4 prong wheels of alchemy, which I'm talking about now. You're getting the clues, and then if it's negative, like you have to overcome fear, then you do the alchemy of polarity on it. So basically, we're healing our toxic thoughts through using the alchemy of polarity. So let me tell you a story about what happened Friday. So we're Tuesday now. So this is January 27th, 2026. So it was Friday, whatever day that was, January, 24, 25, 24. I was eating, I think it was at night, I was eating dinner, and my jaw kind of detached a little bit, and my teeth ground together on the left side, and like they kind of hit together and gnashed together, and it hurt. And I was like, oh crap, I hope I didn't crack my tooth. And I didn't feel like it did, so I didn't think anything of it. Well, the next morning I got up and did all my vitamins and decided to go to the park. Well, I started going to the park, driving my car, and started getting super nauseous, super nauseous, like sick. Then I went to the park and ended up throwing up, because then in the morning I take a lot of vitamins and stuff, so I probably took too many vitamins on an empty stomach. Plus I was using this really intense tincture that I probably took too much of. And so anyway, my tooth on my left side started hurting on I think it was on the top, or I'm not sure, the top or the bottom. Anyway, I thought, oh my God, then I thought, like, just chill, because usually with my physical body, when I have physical ailments, I just handle them myself. I just go within and I decide what I need to do. So I went jogging, came back. That night it hurt, so I just kind of ate on one side, didn't think anything of it. So the next morning I wake up and it hurts again, and it's still hurting. I'm like, oh crap. So I waited all day, didn't eat all day, and I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This was Saturday. I said, let me try to eat something. So I took a little bite of something, like a little piece of rice on my left-hand side, and it hurt so bad. And it was like a radiating pain. And I was like, oh no. So I was like, crap. So I started looking up online, and it's like 9 times out of 10, it's definitely bad news. So the thought of having to go to the dentist and go through all that was kind of put me in a state of fear. And my husband's like, do you want me to text you the number of the dentist? I was like, yeah, go ahead. I said, but I'm just going to wait until tomorrow. So I came upstairs into my office and I read the list that I have so far. I didn't read the whole list, but I read a lot of the list that on video 1 that I just put up. I read the list, I focused on it, and I just really got into it. And then I just, at the end of the list, I told myself, okay, you know, you always wish you should have done this, shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, whatever. What's done is done. If it turns out that you have to go to the dentist, you're just going to go. You're just going to walk, take the steps through. You're not going to worry. So I went in my husband's bathroom cabinet and I got some Advil. I took 1 Advil. And then later on that night, we went out to eat, and I was kind of eating, I think I ate something really soft that I was trying to eat on the other side of my mouth, and I didn't feel any pain. There was like 0 pain, so I figured it was just the aspirin. Because I think that after that happened, I went and took the Advil, and I just told myself, okay, just chillax, like, do not get upset. You need to calm down. Take the Advil and just go to redo your affirmations, which is the alchemy of polarity, and just get yourself in the right mind. So that's what I did. And then the night went on, I went to bed. The next morning I woke up, 0 pain. The pain completely eliminated. So that is, I consider that an example of executive power. Executive power is the power to yield reality towards your purpose. And the thing of it is, what I have found is that executive power comes from within, because even recently, yesterday though, I completely rearranged my office, made it beautiful, did all this stuff, but the things I would have not been able to do that because I wasn't having the perception, I can't explain it, I wasn't in the emotional visionary state of mind to do that. And I think that executive power comes in through knowing the truth, belief, overcoming tremendous fear of loss, and developing strength and courage to believe. But it's about the rebirth of the relationship between the divine sovereign, the divine masculine, the partners in life, overseen by the cause of Christ, becoming an adult in Christ. Greetings, divine, sovereign, feminine. It's me, Captain Siddhartha Snow, your friend. The fembots and I are sending you pinky, purple, diamond light frequencies from the center of the cosmos. We are learning to enjoy anything and being spontaneous in our vision. Myself and the fembots will continue to watch over you and aid you on your path.